Hello friends, today we are going to study about the vector analysis. In last semester, you have already studied the vector. What do you mean by vector? Then the scalars. So once again we are going to revise the what we have studied about the vector, and then we are going to apply this vector in different field, mathematical field, physical applications, and we are going to analyze the properties of the vectors. So already we know that there are the two types of the physical quantities, that is scalar quantities and vector quantities. So you know that. So the scalar quantities are those quantities which need only the magnitude, and the vector is the physical quantity which needs the magnitude as well as direction. Suppose that force is a vector. Force is a vector. Then what will happen? How we can measure the force? Suppose there is a one box having certain mass, and it is tied with some string, and you are applying some force. If you are applying some force, then this body moves from its position or changes its position. So this force is has direction as well as it has magnitude. Similarly, if you apply certain amount of the force in this direction, what will happen? In this direction, you are going to apply the force. Then the box is not moving in the direction, but it is moving in the direction as like this. It is in this direction. That means what? The force is applying in one direction while the box is moving in other direction. So there is the problem about the directions of the force. So that means to derive or to explain the complete the quantity, that is force, you need the magnitude. You need magnitude as well as the direction. That means what? The force is a vector quantity which needs the magnitude. How much amount of you are putting the box, that is it is magnitude, and in which direction it is pulling, and in which direction it is displacing. That means both magnitude and direction gives rise to the force is a vector quantity. So already you have studied the vector quantity and the physical quantities are classified into two parts, scalar quantities and vector quantities. So now scalars, you know that the scalar. Suppose m is the mass of body. M is the mass of body. Whether it is scalar or vector, all of you know that it is a scalar quantity. Mass of the body is a constant quantity. It will not change in the direction. Magnitude, it has only the magnitude, that is in terms of kilogram. So one can explain that any body, suppose myself having some mass, that is mass of the body, having suppose 50 kilogram. Then 50 kilogram overall explains the mass of the body. Completely explains. It will not need the direction. That means this quantity can be explained completely with respect to the magnitude only, and therefore this quantity is called as scalar quantity. Similarly, the other quantities are, we can suppose that T is the temperature of anything. So it is measured in terms of degree Celsius. Already you have studied it can be measured in terms of degree Kelvin and degree Rankine and degree Fahrenheit. So there are different scales of the temperatures. We can measure the quantity that is known as the temperature. So temperature is the amount of heat in that body that can be measured in different units, but not the direction. It will not require any direction. So the temperature is same in all directions. So this is the physical quantity. Similarly, current, etc. different quantities we can explain as in terms of these kind of quantities. Whereas the vector quantities, you know that vector quantities needs the magnitude as well as direction. So we can measure the, already you know that displacement, D is a displacement. D is the displacement which needs magnitude, that means length, how much in terms of the centimeter, meter, etc. This is unit it will need, and also it needs the direction. So to complete explanation of displacement, you need the length as well as its direction. Similarly, pressure, you also, this is the pressure, it also needs the magnitude as well as the direction. Next one quantity we can suppose that is the force, already we have studied, that is the force. This can be, that is also requires magnitude as well as direction. So there are two main quantities, you have know that is the scalar quantities and vector quantities. Scalar quantities are always denoted by scalar quantity. Let's suppose A is a scalar quantity. This quantity, it can be changed into the vector quantity by representing A bar. So A is a scalar quantity. A has having only magnitude, but if you put bar on it or arrow on it, or you can put like this cap on it, then it changes to, that is the magnitude changes to direction. So E is a magnitude as well as it needs direction. So this A bar, A arrow, A cap, these are all quantities are called as the vector quantities. Is it? So now how we can determine represent the vector? Already you have studied it. So suppose the Cartesian coordinate system. You know the Cartesian coordinate system. X is a one axis, y is another axis, and z is third axis. Then if we put one point P is a point represented by x, y, z, where x is that is the perpendicular distance from this point to the x-axis, from it is measured from 0 to this point. This total quantity is called as x. If you make perpendicular, then it is the quantity y, and also in the direction of z, it is z quantity. So P of x, y, z is a scalar quantity. What it denotes? It denotes the position. P is a point where it denotes the position. Now this position can be changed into P bar. So now P bar vector is changed to P bar. How we can change the P bar? Now we can draw one line from here to here. Then this will become P bar. This will convert into P bar. So this P bar is a vector quantity, whereas P is a only scalar quantity. Now P bar can be represented in this direction. So this is a vector quantity. Again, suppose that this is direction, this is direction, this is direction. You can change the direction. This quantity is a scalar quantity. Whereas if you multiply by some vector, that is I is a unit vector along x-axis, J is a unit vector along y-axis, K is a unit vector along z-axis. If you multiply x by I, then it will become Ix, where I is a unit vector. If you multiply any scalar quantity by unit vector, then the quantity remains same, but it gives the direction along x-axis. So now the j y, then kz. So P is a vector quantity, P bar is a vector quantity. It is represented by Ix, Jy, Kz. Or you may say it can be represented by P bar is equal to I, that is the P of x plus J P of y plus K P of z. Where Px is nothing but x. Py is nothing but y. Pz is nothing but z. Why we have changed? Because we are going to analyze this vector in terms of mathematical way. That means we are going to take the multiplication of two vectors, addition of two vectors. Then you can that is multiply with respect to, that is called as del function, differentiation. So we need such type of quantity, and therefore you can represent P is a position vector, can be changed into, like that is the P is a scalar point where it is changed into vector, and it is another representation like this. So suppose P is bar is a vector quantity. How you can represent it? Then I Px, J Py, K Pz. Is it? So this is the vector. V bar is a vector. Its component, where I Vx is the component of V in the direction of x, component of V in the direction of y, component of V in the direction of z. Is it? So this is the representation of the two vectors, different vectors. Suppose now we are going to consider the scalar product of two vectors. Scalar product of two vectors. So we are going to consider the scalar product of two vectors. For that, we are going to consider the two vectors. Two vectors, suppose A bar is one vector, B bar is another vector. So how you can represent these two vectors? That is, A bar is represented by, already you know that, IAX, isn't it? Plus JAY plus KAZ. Similarly, we can represent B as IBX, JBY plus KBZ. Is it? Now we are going to take the product of these two vectors. So when we consider the scalar quantity, suppose 4 is a scalar quantity, 5 is another scalar quantity. If you multiply this, then what will happen? It will represent, that is, it will comes answer 20. If we interchange 5 into 4, again the answer remains same. There is no change. But in vector quantity, as it represents, it includes the direction, you cannot change like this. Is it? So now we are going to, that is, take the product of these two vectors. If you take the product of these two vectors, then there are two types of vectors, that is the products. One product is called as the scalar product of two vectors, and another it is called as the vector product of two vectors. First of all, we are going to see the scalar product of two vectors. So what is scalar product of two vectors? If you multiply the two vectors by like this, then you will obtain the scalar quantity. Scalar quantity. That means what? If two vectors are multiplied and you are going to obtain a scalar quantity, that means only the magnitude, then this type of product is called as scalar product of two vectors, where this dot represents that is the production of two vectors, or it is also called as the dot product of two vectors. Dot product of two vectors. It is represented by, or its value is given by AB sine of theta, AB cos of theta, where A is a magnitude of A, B is a magnitude of B bar, and cos theta is angle between these two vectors. Suppose one vector is representing A bar like this, another vector representing in this direction B bar. Then A bar dot B bar gives rise to its product average vector. You will represent that A bar A bar dot B bar gives rise to, that is, AB cos of theta, where cos theta is angle between A bar and B bar. Is it? So now you can represent AB cos theta is the vector product, scalar product of two vectors. How you can obtain now? How you can obtain same? Already you know that we can calculate the value of the two vector product of two vectors. So already you know the A bar is equal to like this, B bar is equal to like this. So take the product of 2. So I AX, J AY, K AZ. The product of I DX, J DY, K DZ. So you know that I dot I is equal to 1, J dot J is equal to 1, K dot K is also equal to 1, but I dot J is 0, and J dot K is also 0, K dot I is also 0. Is it? So now I dot I gives rise to AX BX, AX BX. I dot J 0, I dot K 0, plus now you can multiply the second term with the two all these quantities. So J dot I 0, J dot J 1, that means AY BY, plus J dot K 0. Similarly, K dot the third term, consider the third term, K dot I 0, K dot J 0, K dot K 1. That means you will obtain AZ BZ. So what we will obtain here? We obtain the scalar product of two vectors. That means scalar quantity. Whereas A bar is a vector quantity, B bar is vector quantity. The product of two vectors gives there is no ijk vectors. These are all magnitudes. Ax is the magnitude of A in the direction of x. Bx is magnitude of B in x direction. Similarly, y direction and z direction. Is it? So this is this scalar quantity. This all is a scalar quantity, and therefore the product of two vectors producing this scalar quantity is called scalar product of two vectors, as well as it also called as the dot product of two vectors. We can observe the or we can study the next product, that is vector product of two vectors, in next video. Thank you.